Hey guys, been a while since I've done an update on the Project Civic. Just a quick update for you guys. We didn't make it to the last event of the year. We're still getting some issues with the alternator and the charging. Basically, I've cut the alternator to be fixed. The first time it came back and it was still charging low. I carried it back, and the second time it came back and it's now charging too high. I actually have to remove it from the car again and carry it back to the guys, see if they can fix it. But basically what I've done, I've ordered a new alternator. If they do happen to get this old one fixed, I'll just use that as a spare. But for now, I'm gonna do a new alternator. Alright, so I did do some video content of the issues with the alternator. So basically, this is what that video is going to be about. It's gonna be a short video, and we look to get back once I get the new alternator and some other stuff that I've ordered. We'll go back on the Project Civic 100%. I'm hoping that by the second week of December we have it up, as I didn't get to the event. There were some little things that I wanted to change that I took this opportunity, now that I had to make an order, to bring and change those one time. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Alright guys, as you know, the car didn't make it to the practice event, as you can see from the last video. I'm back up at the car tonight, just trying to iron out some of the issues we had while we were doing some testing on the car. Basically, I'm getting some issues still with the sensors on the car, the air temperature sensor, and I think it is the fan relay. So I'm thinking it has to be a grounding problem. So what I'm gonna do tonight is gonna basically run through all of the grounding points and try to make those better as better as possible as I can, and then try and see if that takes care of the problem, or find out if it's actually something in the harness and have to change the harness altogether. So basically, here is where we have relocated the battery. All of these top grounding wires are actually new, but the main ground wire there is actually still old and may have had some corrosion on it. So I'm gonna change that out first and see if that is the issue, and then I'm gonna just check all of these ground wires and kind of tidy up some of the harness, and then probably jack it up and just let it run for a while and see if the fan engages and if we're still getting issues with this air temperature sensor. Okay guys, here you'll see we have this is where I have the ground for the battery. It's literally connected to the bolts that hold my traction bar. The gold tape that you're seeing is actually the bottom of the battery box, and then the ground goes up onto the battery. I'm gonna take this off. We're gonna check to see if this one has any corrosion. If it does have corrosion, I have some more wire that we can use and switch out and use a new wire here and see if that helps with our grounding issue. I don't know if you guys can help or suggest any other location where you think I can get a better ground from, but I'll take this off so you can actually see the connection. I'm hoping that I don't have to drop the whole traction bar, but more than likely I will. So let's get to it. So I decided I'm gonna change the routing of this grounding wire. I'm actually now going to ground it to this point here. I just clean that off. As you can see, it's like down to metal. See if I can get this to focus properly. Right, so then I'm gonna run the cable behind under the light and back down to, sorry guys, sorry about that, back down to this point here on the battery. And I don't know if you can see it, but I'm gonna try to get the light in, but on that bottom wire there's actually some corrosion already happening, so I'm gonna take that off so that we can see it clearly. But I'm gonna change that out now. This is the grounding wire that I took off. It really doesn't have that much corrosion just on the tips, but the wire is still fairly flexible. But anyway, I've changed it out and relocated it. Here's what I've done with it now. Like I said before, I've moved the ground wire now, run it under, don't know if you guys can see it, it's actually under the light, goes up and then grounds right there onto that bolt. I don't know if it's a better ground, but it's much easier than trying to access it from the bottom of, well, from underneath the car. So I think I'll stick with that for now. Also, while I was under the car, I saw some other little wiring stuff that I'm just taking care of, and then we'll try it and see if we reconnect the fan, if after it heats up, if the fan comes on. Alright guys, we're back by the Civic once again. Continuing from last night, we've changed out the grounding wires and also cleaned up some stuff on the harness. I've also checked the speed sensor, because when we went out I wasn't getting a speed reading, but I realized that we didn't reconnect the sensor once I put back in the gearbox. So tonight what I'm going to do is basically just start the car up with the laptop connected to the ECU, see if it triggers the fan switch, so then I know that the grounding issue may have been solved. Also, as I have the car up on the jacks, I'll probably engage the gearbox and see if we get a speed reading as well. Okay guys, here just booting up, connecting to the ECU. One thing I found, I've actually switched my computer now to a Windows 10 computer, and I find it takes a little bit longer to connect to the ECU than when I was running the Windows 8. I don't know if any of you guys are getting that same issue with the AEM, with the version 3.2, but I guess you can see that there, 3.2. It seems to take quite a little while to connect to the ECU. Okay, so it's finally up. I'm gonna start it. The stuff that I'm trying to look at will be the coolant temp. This should go up to like 184, I think, before the fan comes in. Also the air temp, that was giving us some irregular readings, basically going up and down the scale. So we'll check and see if that changes, or if that remains constant now at a constant temperature as the car warms up. Right now I'm going to go into the I'm going to go into the configure output, and this is where I kind of trigger the fan to come on. We were adjusting these tables down here before, so I'm going to set that back to let it go back at 181, I think I had it at, and this will turn off at 1. I'll put this at 174. We'll see if we'll leave those like that. No, I won't touch the fan AC as we are not, this car doesn't have AC, so there will be no idle up or anything like that that's needed. The beeping in the background you guys are hearing is actually from my blitz gauge. It's basically just telling me that's the oil pressure, and obviously because the car is off and I have a warning on it, it's beeping, but that's nothing to worry about. Once the car starts, that goes away. Okay, so now we're gonna just start up the car. Seems like the battery may be, yeah, I think we have a dead battery now, unfortunately. I kind of expected that, to be honest. The car was down for, we had it on the ignition for quite a little while I was just checking out some of the parameters. Let's see if I can get it jump and try to start it. Things here, as you see, sorry guys for moving the camera, as you see the temperature has gone to 192 and the fan hasn't come on as yet, and for some reason the battery voltage has dropped now. If I give the car some gas, that voltage, as you see, it's dropping again. Not too sure what's going on there, but like I said, now the temperature is 200 and the fan still isn't on. Alright guys, not too sure where we left off the last time, so I'm just gonna get a little recap. I was up by the car a couple of days ago and we realized that the alternator was still giving us some issues. I carried it back. There was an issue with the rectifier, so I've got that back now. I'm going to reinstall that. I'm going to just check the harness to just make sure that that is connected properly. There really isn't a reason why it shouldn't be, because that's just a straight plug back into the respective wires, but we're going to try to trace those and make sure that they're just going in the right place and it's not an issue with the harness that's messing up the alternator. Also, I discovered that it is an issue with the speed sensor. I think the speed sensor itself is bad. I traced those wires, I'm getting signal right to the ECU, so there has to be an issue with the speed sensor. I've also learned that the lower control arms bushings after that drive the other day, those are gone, so I've ordered those and a speed sensor. I hope to have those hopefully by Wednesday, latest is Saturday. If it's Saturday, it means we're going to be pushing to actually get to this event, because I have to carry the car and actually tune it more than likely Sunday morning, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, tonight what we're going to do, basically we're just going to reinstall the alternator and do some harness work on the car just to get all of those little issues out of the way. So I just ran through the harness and I'm getting continuity at the point I'm supposed to from the plug outside for the alternator. So I think everything is good from the harness perspective. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just reinstall the alternator, and I've actually put the battery to charge a little bit, and then we're gonna try to start it and see if it keeps the charge, or at least starts the charge, I should say. Okay, so now I'm going to try to test the battery just to check what voltage we have. It's probably going to be a little bit low as it wasn't charging the couple times we actually started the car. Okay, so we're getting 12.02, which isn't bad. At least it's enough to start the car. Let's see if it starts, and let's see if we can get some charge going on. We are looking for around 13.8 the lowest and 14 the highest from the alternator, and then we know it's charging. Alright, so we actually got the car on now. Let's just check the voltage. Okay guys, for now I think that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to like it, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe.